another one.
So this one says, what are your thoughts on someone being in the exact same job at one company their entire life? Say I work at a company of 1,000 employees with the job title software developer for 30 plus years until I retire. What are your thoughts on that in general? Do you think it's boring? Do you think it's good? Do you think I limited myself or anything else? I'm asking because I've met about 10 people like this, and I wonder what people think about that. I wonder if people view this as a good thing or a bad thing, basically. All right. So let's throw our clock up. And here's what I think about that in general, right? The number one thing that I am allergic to is complaining, right? So if somebody is in this position for God knows how many years, but they complain about it all the time, that drives me crazy. Like when I say crazy, it drives me crazy, berserk. I'm like, just go away, right? But if they are content and happy with like the raises that they're getting, they don't complain. They're just, they're like if they're generally happy, like, then I I don't care, right? I honestly don't care. If a person like I don't think anything about people who don't complain, right? If you are content, if you are happy, then I am happy for you and we are going to keep it moving. Like, well, we're cool, right? I think the part of the problem is people have too many opinions on things that have absolutely no concern or matter to them. What's it to you or anyone for that stake if someone is content with working the same job, same exact job for 30 years, right? It's their life. It's totally up to them. My problem becomes in if that person is constantly complaining and they're complaining to me about it, right? If you're complaining to your wife, to whoever, whatever, I don't care. But if you're complaining to me about it, then my number one thing is, okay, well then do something about it, right? Shut up and do something about it, right? But for me to think about someone who is content with their life, I just don't care, right? Um, it's not a concern to me, right? And I don't know why it should be a concern to you either, because if they are cool, they're not causing any problems, they enjoy doing their job, then it is what it is, right? One of the questions that I do have about this though is like about this, maybe it's about more about the scenario, because you said about 10 people who are in the situation where they've been working the same job, same title for I can't believe it's going to be 30 years, right? Because like what are they still coding in? Cobalt or something, or Pascal, or whatever the name of those old languages are, Fortran. Um what are they coding in for them to be in that same position for 30 years? Like I would see it's kind of tough for you to be like, I don't know. I just don't see it possible that you're going to be a software developer, just a software developer for 30 years, because with the experience that you're gaining, I would have to imagine that you'd be maybe senior developer, maybe a principal developer or staff developer or engineer or architect or something. It's just hard for me to see someone staying stagnant in the same role for forever, right? Even if someone was a factory worker for, like back in the days, people would work at the factories for like 30 years until they retire and stuff like that. But I don't think they would be working the line like for all the time, right? They would, I just like, they might become like the manager, the general manager, something in, I could be wrong because I've never worked in a factory, so I could be totally wrong. But like, I just expect like just from longevity as well, and from knowledge and experience that you're going to, and I don't think it would be more of the case for a developer, right? A software developer that because you're going to be like an expert in the in the software that the company is building, which I also don't even know a company that's been. I mean, I guess Microsoft has been around for more than 30 years, IBM and stuff like that. I don't know, but yeah, like it's just what I'm thinking is that it's just hard to see that someone would be in that same spot as a software developer for 30 years. Like in the same exact spot, like, cause I could see them becoming senior, staff, principal, maybe manager, maybe a team lead, a director, maybe. So it's just like I said, if someone is in that same spot, as long as they're not complaining, I couldn't care less if that's what if that's what is works for them, for their family, perfect, right? Even if it doesn't work for their family, like it doesn't, like if they're not complaining, I don't care, right? I like from what is the name of that book? What is the name of that book? Let me see. One, like I love that book. It was so it was by Ayn Rand, called We the Living, right? And they asked the somebody asked the main character in the book, um, what do you think about me? Right? And she responded, I don't think about you. And that quote stuck with me because like we like to focus on things that really don't matter to us. Like so it's like, what do I think about somebody who's been in the same position for 30 years? I don't think about them or them being in that position for 30 years unless they come to me with a complaint. I'm like, all right, you got to do something about it, right? You need to level up. I don't, like I said, I'm allergic to complaining. You need to level up. You need to do something different if it's a problem for you. But if it's not a problem for them, then I don't think about them. Like, we're just like, I wish you the best, you know? That's how I see it, right? So anyways, that is my perspective. That is my point of view on that. You know, I think we need to be more focused on ourselves, on our self-growth, on getting better, and less on what other people are doing. If people are happy and content with the way that their life is moving, then let them be. Let them be. Focus on yourself, level up your skills, your life, and everything that you do. All right. So with that being said,
if you enjoyed the fascinating information shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the subscribe button to Tech Coach Ralph to be notified for new videos.